Michael Laval joins us each and every week to talk Tennessee football. We send it your way on Vols Breakdown. You can catch that on the SEC Breakdown channel on YouTube, also at MarkRogersTV as well. Mike, the quarterback situation in Tennessee in recent years hasn't necessarily translated into the number of championships and big game wins that Vol fans would have liked, but it certainly turned into production in terms of yards and touchdowns on the field to put Josh Dobbs on a short list with the likes of Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, Dak Prescott, and others in the history of SEC football. The change is going to be less experience, less athletic ability, but possibly a better passer in place if the person who wins the starting job can grasp the offense, whether we're talking Quinten Dormady or we're talking Jarrett Guarantano, who is a guy that Vol fans have been extremely excited to see on the field.
Yeah, I think one of the lost storylines of last season was Joshua Dobbs' success, school record for total number of touchdowns, and just a tremendous fighter. So, yeah, one of the big question marks, the first thing that Larry Scott and Mike Canales are going to have to do is decide on a starter. You got two guys coming in, Quinten Dormady, who got a little bit of game experience last year, Jarrett Guarantano, who was a very high-ranked prospect out of high school, number 2 dual-threat quarterback out of Bergen, New Jersey 2 years ago. They're going to have to figure out which one of those guys is going to get the start. Quinten Dormady went 10 for 10 in the spring game, looked really sharp in the spring game. If you had to ask me right now, I'd say that it's probably Dormady's to lose. I would not be surprised if you see in certain cases during the season, particularly early on, the use of a 2-quarterback system, a limited 2-quarterback system, just to kind of work both of those guys in. Most people think that Dormady is the better passer and that Guarantano is the better runner and probably the better athlete. I would tell you that I think Dormady's athleticism and his running ability is underrated, and I think Guarantano's passing ability is underrated as well. So I think they're very close to each other. I think Dormady's got a little bit more experience. Dormady's probably a little bit bigger build to stand in there in that pocket, but they're going to have to figure out who the guy is there at quarterback this fall. And you would think that this probably will go into – I would not expect them to announce a starter until game week of the Georgia Tech game, if not going into the first game without having named a starter. But they're going to have to figure that out. If I had to guess right now, it would probably be Quinten Dormady based on a little bit bigger size. I think they want to transition to a little bit more passing in the offense, and he has a little bit more experience.
So you start off in week 1, as you mentioned, against the Yellow Jackets, so a team that you're going to be somewhat expected to defeat, but is definitely not going to be a pushover after finishing up at 9-4 with a bowl win over Kentucky last season and bringing back a large majority of its defense here in 2017. Will McBride talking Tennessee quarterback Zach Jancic waiting in the wings, the 3 and 4 options for Butch Jones.